Hello, welcome to episode 30 of the Harry Potter painting series, and this one we're doing Mr. Malfoy, the last of the Slytherin students, so let's get straight into it. Right then, another Slytherin student, Mr. Malfoy. If you follow the previous Slytherin students videos, you'll know how to do the trousers and the jumper and the tie. I've made a start on the skin, but that's going to be exactly the same process as his father I think that was episode number 17 where we did the face. For the hair, I'm going to do the same as his father as well. It's 2 parts Ushabti bone, 1 part Averland sunset, and I'm just going to apply that now. Same as usual, about 50% paint to 50% water, and like our master Duncan says, it's going to be 2 thin coats to get a nice opaque layer. So we'll come back after 2 coats now. Okay, so that's the second coat on with the hair. I'm going to go straight on and do the cloak. It's the same as Crab's cloak. I'm going to do them all with this colour now, scale 75 again. No particularly difficult techniques in this one, just slap it on. Said in the previous video of Crab, you don't have to add as much water to these the fantasy games colours, so it was less than 50% paint and water mixed. So same again, we're going to 2 thin coats to get a nice opaque coverage, no patches showing through. Okay, so as the cloak is drying, I'm going to apply a sepia wash to the hair. Pick out that part in as well, and I'll crack on then with a second coat on the outer cloak again now. So that's a couple of coats of the blacky grey colour done now. For the Slytherin robes, I'm doing like a green edge to it, and I'm using there's another colour from the same set, that one there, Merm green. It's quite a nice nice tone to it. It's a bit like the old Citadel colour. I'm trying to, is it scorpion green or I don't know. But I'm doing the insides of the robe, so I'll do the insides of the sleeves and then the outer edge, but I'll do the insides green as well. So there's like a green lining. I'll just work up the edge. I'm not sticking to the edge, I've got like about 2 millimeters, a 2 millimeter edge. So I'll carry on doing that and come back when it's dry. I'll probably see it on, if I swap them over. On Crab here I've done a similar thing. Right, onto the cloak cape for Mr. Malfoy. I'm going to use that for the base coat, so I'm going to use that as a layer now. I've also got a 50-50 mix of that and the base coat on my palette ready, so I've got the
the Riyeh grey ready now. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to layer onto, if you've seen Mr. Crab's video, this is exactly the same. So I'm layering on every fold that's sticking out. Even up here. And you can speed things up by having the 50-50 mix on your palette now, and then going using that. I'm not bothering to wipe my brush or anything, so I'm going into that just on the border of where I've painted to blend it. And now I've got the base coat, and I'll put the base coat right in the middle there. And I'll do this for the whole cloak now. So that gap there, I'll put the base coat right in the middle. Just give it a nice bit of contrast. Yeah, and I'll carry on doing the rest of the cloak. Okay, so I've done that same layering technique all the way around now. So I'm happy with that. I don't want to go too stark with the green because, you know, obviously it's got to be in keeping with the rest of the students' cloaks. So I'm happy with that. It's got a nice tinge of green and it's got the green border. You can tell he's slithering, so I'm happy. So I've got the base coat for the hair now. Remember, it was a mix of Averland Sunset and Ushabti Bone. And I'm just going to start highlighting the hair. I'm going to try and keep that part in, so let's try and use the side of my brush there because of the angle, it's more like that. So I'm just picking up the strands. That took about 2 coats to get to about there, so what I'm going to do now is use pure Ushabti Bone. Just checking if I've got any white left on my palette or not. No, I haven't. Oh well. Yeah, Ushabti Bone, and we'll pick out the strands now by turning. I'll turn his head towards the camera and try and get it into focus now so I can show you. Right, hopefully that's got it. So yeah, Ushabti Bone. I just want to highlight the crown really and around the parting. So let's get my point back on my brush. I'm rolling the bristles so I get a point on the brush again. Oh, this brush isn't great. Time to change it, I think. Okay. I might do another pass just to get it more defined, but his hair's more or less finished. I'll do the skin off camera because I'll be using the same process as all the others. If you look at episode 17, that's where we covered it in more detail. So yeah, I'll get the skin done. Okay, my apologies, but the badge is proving to be absolutely impossible to do on camera because of I can't get my head close enough. So I'll talk you through what I've done so far. The outside of the badge, I've lined that with Vallejo steel. I've used a thin down Riyeh grey and filled in the middle section. So I'm going to do about 3 or 4 coats of that just to build up the colour slowly. and then I'll try adding some black in between the green and the silver to try and get it, something similar to what it looks like on the box art. So I'll be back after some more coats of the green. So I think that's the third pass on the green in the middle. So I'm happy with the intensity now, and what I'm starting to do is pull it out the way to get, if you look at the artwork, there's like dots on the outside of the badge on each side. So there's about 3 dots and then a line across the top. So that's what I'm doing. I'm pulling the green across now to separate the 3 dots, which will be, we'll go over with steel again just to reinforce that colour later on, but that's the plan. So that's what I'm starting to do now, and I'm doing the skin at the same time. Just started on the eyes there. So okay, so the badge is done. I found it easier to do black down the sides first and then just dot on afterwards, and then make sure you frame the badge in black as well, and that'll make it stand out a bit. So the skin is done, the eyes are done. I think we're done. I'll take some nice pictures and I'll do a wrap up. Alright, Mr. Malfoy on his base, ready to go. That's all 3 of the Slytherin guys done now, so yeah, happy with that. I think the cape effect is looking quite nice on this one as well. So yeah, if you liked it, you know what you got to do. If you've got any questions, let me know. I'll try and help you out. And yeah, enjoyed this one. So we'll see you in the next episode. Cheers.